welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the Book Newbie Tag. I have been posting videos on this channel for about 6 months now, but because it's a new year, it's 2021, I was thinking that this would just be a good way to start off the year, bring in some new friends, and this way you guys can learn a little bit more about me. I know that I like watching these new booktuber tags. It's tradition, right? Credit goes to Brenda C., who originated this tag in 2014. Alright, question number 1, why did I start this channel? I started this channel because literally for the last 10 years I've wanted to start this channel. I've been thinking about it. I love to read. I love to talk about books. Whenever I read a book and no one else has read it, I always YouTube it and I hear somebody else talk about it, and it's just comforting to know other people are reading the same things as you and they have these cool thoughts and ideas and theories about the books you're reading, and I just really want to be a part of that. As a lot of you know, I'm in grad school right now and I really am trying to kind of focus on young adult lit, and it's such a community. Like, I know other genres have a community too, but the young adult genre has such a tight-knit community, and I just really want to be a part of that. So I'm excited for this channel to grow and for me to get to know all of you better. The next question is, what are some fun and unique things that I can bring to BookTube? Well, like I said, I think I can kind of bring, like, as geeky as it is, kind of like an academic look. I'm really interested in fan cultures and participating in fan cultures, so I think I could talk a little bit about that. I'm really also super into adaptation theory. I did my senior thesis for undergrad on the adaptations of Sherlock Holmes and how the changes in Sherlock's character in the different adaptations shows how societal fears are changing throughout time. So I'm like really pumped about adaptations. But other than that, I just have a good attitude and I'm just really excited to learn and interact with people. What am I most excited for about this channel? I think I'm just most excited to A, make some friends, B, be motivated to talk about the books I'm reading, because I think later it'll be so nice for me to be able to look back and remember how I felt the first time I read some of these books. For example, ACOTAR, I just read that a couple months ago, and I'm already so excited that I have a record of the first time I read like Sarah J. Maas's books. So that's really cool. I'm also just excited to kind of organize all these thoughts I have about books into like one place, and then, you know, then I can share it with people. Like, it's just gonna be cool. Like, I'm just so excited. All right, question number 4, why do I love reading? Well, what a loaded question, am I right? I think what I love most about reading, I'm a character girl. Like, plot's cool too, but I'm so into characters, and I just feel like it really helps you understand people, but also it feels like friends you can always go back to. I'm a big believer in rereading books. I've read Twilight literally over 30 times, I think. So I love rereading stuff, and it's just, you can always go back to those characters. I also just think it's such an art form that needs to be appreciated. I love that about reading. I just love reading in general, like getting immersed in a story. Why else do I love reading? I don't know, I just love it. Like, it's my favorite pastime. I'm one of those readers who only reads in like 6 to 8 hour chunks. Like, the minute I open a book, I have to finish that book in that sitting. Like, that's the kind of reader I am. It's the best thing in the world. Okay, what book or series got me into reading? Well, I would say that I came out of the womb reading, but I suppose some of the books that really got me into it are Mysterious Benedict Society, obviously Twilight, obviously The Hunger Games, Junie B. Jones, those Mary-Kate and Ashley, like, murder mystery. I loved those. I read a bunch of picture books as kids. My dad would take me to the library and we just like spend all day reading, because he's a stay-at-home dad. It was one of my fondest memories with my dad. What questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? So I would say my favorite booktubers, there's 2. I would say it's Irish Reader and Christine, Rachel, Poland Bananas. I love her. And then I also am really into book talk, like the book side of TikTok. Literary Libra, Maggie, and I think her name is Libby. Those are my top 3 booktubers. Oh, also Rosebud, so 4. Literary Libra and Christine, they both have written books, and I guess I would just ask them, like, how does it feel? Like, I have finished one novel for NaNoWriMo, but I don't feel like great about it, so I'd really want to know, like, how do you take that rough draft and turn it into that final draft? But other than that, I would also just want to know what they love most about BookTube. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be hardest to overcome? So logistically, I really like editing, I really like filming the videos, I like coming up with ideas for the videos, One thing that's been really hard for me actually is I kind of write up what I want to say, and then I always look at what I'm writing. Like, for instance, my computer's right here right now. Like, I always look at what I'm writing. So then I have like a bunch of crap to cut out because half the time I'm like, you know, just like reading the screen. So I'd say that's a problem. The other thing is just logistically, it's hard to find time to do it when it's like in the busy season and I feel kind of guilty about it. The other hard thing for me is it's just so scary putting yourself out there. Like, what if someone I know comes upon it? But like, I talk like this to people I know, so I guess it wouldn't be like that big of a deal, but to me, I'd be like, they saw my video. So I guess that too. Question 8, when did you start reading? I'm assuming they meant like reading a lot. I read Twilight when I was in 6th grade, end of 5th, and then all throughout 6th. So I think that's when I really started reading a lot. You know, I kind of tapered off a little during college just because I had, 10 books a semester to read for school, so I wasn't really reading for fun during that time. But I'd say I'm back now. Question number 9, where do you read? Everywhere. But I especially like to read in bed, I like to read in libraries, and I like to read on the couch. I don't like to read like in like rigid chairs usually. I kind of like to like be all sprawled out. Sometimes I like to read outside. The problem with outside is it's so bright, so then sometimes the page is like really bright, you know what I mean? Like the sun is like reflecting off of the words and it's like, ooh. So that's not always my favorite, but sometimes it's nice. I would kill to read in a bookstore right now, but that's okay. Things to look forward to in the future. Oh, and I definitely cannot read in the car because I get very car sick, and I've tried to read in the car many a times and it has never ended well. So not in the car. Number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? Well, I love YA. I love new adult. I love Victorian novels. I love kind of rom-com contemporary novels. I love basically anything with a romance plotline. I love supernatural stuff. Basically, I like to read a little bit of everything except for scary stuff because I get really, really scared. Like, really scared. And I can't sleep, so that's not my favorite. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and got to know me a little bit better. I'd love to know all of you better. If you'd like, I'd love if you'd leave a comment and I will get back to you in the comment section below. As always, please like, subscribe, share, comment, tell a friend, make me your friend, one of those things. I just actually got a Goodreads, so if you want to add me on Goodreads, that's super fun. I'm like obsessed with Goodreads. How fun is it to list out like everything you've ever read? Like, it's the dream. And I will see you for the next video. I'd love to know all of you, but guys, I'd love if you bigger. Yeah, so what year was I in middle school? Actually, I'm not going to answer that because I don't want to give away my age.